Bitcoin took a huge nosedive the other day, wiping out all of my stop losses, costing me about $400,000. It was quite an unpleasant experience, especially having completed the $1 million challenge, turning $50,000 into $1 million. To leave it with $610,000 is not a bad result, but it's not ideal. So I'm going to do it again is what I've decided. And you can join in with me this time. It's going to be very easy. All you need to do is join CSE Plus. But I'm going to explain more about that in today's video, as well as, of course, explaining what's going to happen to the current price of Bitcoin. And I also apologize for the echo in this room. I don't know if you can hear it on the microphone or not, but I certainly can. So today, the price of Bitcoin, of course, it's down a fair bit. It's down about $4,000. Yeah, nearly $4,000 from the peak, give or take a little bit. It was down $4,000, but it's just pumped a decent amount, to be honest. So today we're going to look at the two CME gaps that we've got open. Today's cryptocurrency news. We're going to look at some of the altcoins that have been pumping as well. And to be honest, my altcoin portfolio is heading on its way to the moon. It's just Bitcoin's just not quite there yet. And pullbacks in a bull market are perfectly normal. They are to be expected, and it's why you should be very careful when using very high leverage. And what's one of my favorite things to do is how to make the most amount of money. It's what we do in these challenges. But it's not without risk as well. So lots of things to discuss today. So first of all, slap a like on today's video. I nearly forgot to say that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's been an expensive week so far, so please do subscribe. I do appreciate it. The $37 that I make for making one of these videos, it's not going to cover the loss, but it certainly eases the pain. It doesn't even ease the pain, to be honest. But anyway, let's crack on with today's video, where, of course, today I'm in a really nice hotel room. Look at this. Look at this place. Very nice. Very nice. I'll show you a bit more about this tomorrow, but today, this is what we're looking at in terms of my current open trade. So I've got a $786,000 long position, cross 40x, 19 Bitcoins, liquidation price $38,787. I've also set a few orders here for Bitcoin. The two main ones are these. The two main ones for me are these two here, whereby I've put an order at 38,800 and an order at 39,200. Look, if this trade starts going south, because we were buying down here and we'd already bought a little bit up here, so it averaged down my entry just a little bit, and now we're back in profit. But if this trade starts dipping back below my entry, I'm not going to hold on to it. But I'd like to point out why I'm still in this trade right now, and that's because of this guy right here. First, thank you very much to these two guys for taking the fall just now. Somebody lost $40 million and the other person lost $28 million, so thank you very much, guys. The next guy to lose a bunch of money, I'm hoping, is this guy right here to lose 36.89 million. And hopefully these guys start losing money as well. That'd be really nice. You know, 38 million, 42 million, 27, 19, 17 million. Like there's a lot of people that will lose money if the price of Bitcoin jumps up to around $42,300, because these are all the people that were shorting from the lower levels. So if you look at basically, how do we know these people are going to get liquidated? Well, you know that people that started placing shorts in this range right here, or were short, or rather start playing shorts in this range right here, those are going to be the first to get liquidated when the price goes up. The people that placed shorts in this range here, those are these people up here where the price of Bitcoin is. I mean, no, actually, I was reading that wrong. So the people that placed shorts in this range here are those people that are going to get liquidated and the price jumps up to $42,000, because those were the late shorts. If we actually look at it from a 3-day perspective in terms of where everybody's going to start getting liquidated, you've got a huge bunch of liquidations up here. That's kind of what I'm banking on for this trade, where you've got hundreds of millions of dollars of liquidations in this range, going up to around $43,000. And to draw on a chart, very crudely, what I kind of hope, like the more hopeful expectation of what I've got is going to happen here, would be we go down, we go up, of course we go down, we go up, we go down, we go up, we reach this line here, we break just above it, liquidate a bunch of people, and then we come down and we close that CME gap that's down here. There is a CME gap still down here. Let me show you where it is on the BTC1 chart. If I show you this chart right here, that's the CME gap where that purple box is. We're currently sat above that purple box. We got nearly down to it the other day, or rather earlier. Yeah, no, the other day. That is the other day. We got nearly down to it the other day, but we also have another CME gap all the way up here at $45,000, which is also important to point out. If I just draw that gap on the screen right now, that gap is there, and it's quite a large gap, to be honest, where the gap is literally up at $45,080, somewhere in that range. So we've got two gaps at the moment. Bitcoin is right between the two gaps. gaps, and at some point we're going to close both of them. It's inevitable. It always happens. So the question is, at this point in time, what can we expect from here? And how am I going to be trading this market? Well, first of all, am I touching Ethereum right now? No, because we lost this level of support down here. I don't fancy getting involved in this range just yet. And I'm going to talk about the trading challenge as well in just a second, how you can participate in it. But I'm not getting involved in Ethereum just now. I'd prefer to stick to the Bitcoin market. It's slightly easier to predict when we've got these varying times, especially because Ethereum also trades against Bitcoin. And that, to be honest, has been looking like it should, in theory, bounce back to the upside. But if Bitcoin's going to go down, Ethereum's going to go up. Ethereum's not going to change in price anyway, so it's not particularly attractive for me to be trading it right now. Instead, in terms of where I think profit's going to be made, Paid Network's been doing really well recently, which I'm quite proud of. Terra Luna, that's not been doing quite as well, but it is back up at 4 cents. Cornucopia's incredible, just absolutely incredible. Love that coin. Frontier, again, doing very well today, making up some of those losses from the previous day where we dropped to the downside, but it's starting to look like it's forming a bit of an inverse head and shoulders on this chart here, and it's looking quite good in terms of its Bitcoin valuation. And Alliance Block is again up 5% today. So the altcoins in my portfolio, and these are not all of them, there are hundreds of altcoins in my portfolio, just a small selection of them, but on the whole, the altcoin portfolio is doing very, very well. It's more so Bitcoin that's been doing less well, and the question is, how am I going to trade this market? Because, of course, I'm not mega long right now. I know it says cross 40x there, but in reality, I'm only 15x leveraged right now. So I'm not really using a bunch of leverage. I'm using a little bit, but not loads and loads. How am I intending on trading this? I think we'll drop back down to my entry somewhere around these levels here, and then I think we're probably going to bounce. And how can we validate that theory is another good question. Well, let's have a look how we can validate that theory. Of course, I've drawn this very crude line on the screen here, but if I get rid of this very crude line, we can kind of assess what's going on right now. Bitcoin is formed, like we're playing basically with these levels of resistance. We didn't spend a lot of time in this range here, and we didn't spend a lot of time in this range down here. We kind of shot straight through it this time round. And all Bitcoin is doing is it's making some price history in this range, and then it'll make some more price history in this range here. And it'll probably make the price history in this range first, and then it'll make the price history in the next range second. Now, of course, CPI data came out today, I believe, and I believe that it came in and it was pretty much neither here nor there. Like, it wasn't particularly great. I can't quite remember what it was, but either way, it was unremarkable, and inflation is barely changing, to be honest. So nobody's expecting at the moment an interest rate hike, but also nobody's expecting an interest rate decrease. So from that perspective, from the Fed, nothing's probably going to change until the new year. But however, in the new year, things get interesting again. How's it gonna go? I think we're gonna have a very, very bullish January. I just think generally, again, historically over the Christmas period, Bitcoin just kind of peters out, volume peters out, nothing really happens for the span of about 2 weeks. And then going into January, we pump because everyone goes, okay, new year, new me, I'm going to learn investing. I'm going to throw a bunch of money into Bitcoin. You'd be surprised how accurate that statement is. It's very accurate as well because everybody discusses it over Christmas dinner and then go home and then think about it for a few days and then boom, new year, Bitcoin starts pumping. They're like, I'm going to throw some money into that. And then you see the price of Bitcoin rocket up. Then hopefully Bitcoin ETF gets approved. January the 1st is the Bitcoin ETF grayscale approval date. And January the 7th is the approval date for the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, which is the most likely ETF to be accepted, not rejected. Don't tempt fate. It's the most likely ETF to be accepted. And to be honest, I expect it will get accepted. And when it does, you're going to see the price of Bitcoin rallying again. But until then, yeah, it's looking pretty, like, not neutral, but like inconclusive on the markets. We need to break above this level of resistance here in order to kind of confirm my theory that we're going to go up to around 42,300. But look, if we break above this level here, which is $41,792, then the likelihood is we're going to keep rallying in price from there. So that's quite nice. In terms of today's cryptocurrency news, SBF was the worst client ever, says says the FTX founder's lawyer, which is quite interesting. Spot volume on centralized exchanges increased by 60% in November. Stablecoin settlement exceeds $7 trillion per annum, which is huge. El Salvador backed Bitcoin volcano bond to reportedly go live in Q1 2024, which is good for El Salvador. And post Bitcoin to become more scarce than gold post halving, which is interesting because basically there is more gold proportionally being mined to the value of gold or rather the quantity of gold in current supply, than there is Bitcoin being mined in proportion to the amount of Bitcoin in supply. Again, another very bullish factor for Bitcoin. Google's search interest for Bitcoin and crypto is rising. And then finally, if you want to learn the top 5 ways to make money in crypto, go to cryptosavingexpert.com. But now it's time to discuss how you can get involved in my trading challenge that I'm going to start. The trading challenge, the parameters for it is, I'm starting with $50,000. I'm going to try and trade that into $1 million. I'm going to post every single trade as and when I take it. They'll be on like Bitcoin, Ethereum, a few altcoins as well, probably. All of it's going to go into the Crypto Saving Expert Discord group in the TMG Insights channel. If you want to follow along with that, you can do. I want you to use Crypto Saving Expert, which is why I'm doing it in there, because we've spent millions of dollars building this business and it needs to start turning a profit at some point in time. So it'd be silly of me not to do that. Also, check out the store. There's loads of good stuff. It's not just t-shirts that say Crypto Saving Expert on them. You can get t-shirts on the store that say Bitcoin on them. You can get Bitcoin socks for Christmas. And if you're quick with all this stuff, you can get this stuff as Christmas presents before Christmas happens. If you want a nice selection of Bitcoin related gifts, get the Bitcoin Christmas hamper where you get a sign and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, check it all out. If you order it now, it'll arrive before Christmas. If you order it in a week's time, you're playing with fire there. So check it out. There's loads of good stuff on the store, not just clothing, but all sorts of things like wallets. You can build your own hardware wallet kit. It's £120. You get a Raspberry Pi and a bunch of other stuff included with it, including an LCD screen that you can then connect up to the Pi. All that good stuff. But anyway, how to get involved in the challenge. At a basic level, you need Community Plus, £65 a month. If you want a more premium service whereby you can have calls with my team, you can discuss things with them, check that out as well. That one's a more premium service because of course it costs me more money. I have to have staff, all that kind of stuff to run this service. This one is not just Discord, it's for the courses on the website as well. You get market analysis reports a couple times a week as well, and those are really, really good. They're very, very accurate. Community competitions, exclusive market reports from myself, early newsletter access, AMAs from other people in the industry, and a gift card as well if you get this option. So check that out. That's how you join I'm going to leave a link. It's cryptosavingexpert.com/CSE+. But if you want to join the challenge that is starting perhaps tomorrow, perhaps the day after, it depends on how the market's looking and how certain I am. Ultimately, I want to start it with a bang, which means starting it with a good trade. So yeah, if you want to join that challenge, I can't guarantee it's going to be successful, but the last one was very successful. Again, a $610,000 cash out on a $50,000 buy-in. It's not bad by anybody's standards. If you're wondering, okay, but I don't have $50,000, that's fine. Do it with $500. Do it with $5,000. Do it with it doesn't matter how much money you do it with. The point is, I'm saying I'm going to 20x $50,000. I don't know how long it's going to take. I am going to do it. I might not, I might fail miserably, but I'm going to do my best to achieve that result. And if you want to join in with that, check out Crypto Saving Expert Plus. You'll find it linked at the top of today's video description. If you are interested in trading, check out BITGET if you're in the UK. It's the best exchange for UK users because you can't use a bunch of other ones, but you can use BITGET. And if you're outside of the UK, check out BYBIT. On that note, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.